Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Namibia.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever virtual Namibia Annual Exporter Awards 2021. My name is Hermine Lago, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies for today. I'd like to thank you all for your patience as we waited for all of our honorable guests to log in for today's award ceremony. Thank you again for your patience. Today's event is brought to you by the USAID Southern Africa Trade and Investment Hub and supported by our partner, the Namibian Manufacturers Association. I would like to ask that you please keep your video on, as we would love to interact with you today. But please keep your mic on mute if you are not speaking. I would also like to ask that you please interact with us in the chat box. Let us know where you are coming from today or joining us from today. I see that we've got quite a few people online with us today. Thank you for joining us. Just drop in which country you're from and where you're joining us from. And another thing that we would like to hear from you in the chat section is your winner predictions as we go through today's program. I would like to let you know that all results have been verified and audited by SGA Chartered Accountants and Auditors. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of the Minister of Industrialization and Trade, Honorable Lucia Ipumbu, Acting USAID Country Representative, Mr. Mark Anthony White, Senior Program Development Specialist, USAID Namibia, Ms. Shireen E. Strauss, USAID Trade Hub Contracting Officers Representative, Mr. Alan Hackner, Chairperson of the Namibian Manufacturers Association, Mr. Brian Black, CEO of the Namibian Manufacturers Association, Mr. Ronnie Varkevisser, USAID Trade Hub Chief of Party, Dr. Golden Mahove, USAID Trade Hub Deputy Chief of Party, Mr. George Makore, USAID Trade Hub Portfolio Manager, Botswana, Namibia, and Malawi, Ms. Frances Fraser, USAID Trade Hub Country Representative for Namibia, Mr. Peter Moller, all members of the private sector, distinguished guests, media, ladies and gentlemen. The purpose of today's event is to recognize outstanding export performance by firms in Namibia. There will be 3 categories awarded today: Exporter of the Year to South Africa, Exporter of the Year to the United States, and the overall Exporter of the Year. And those are the 3 categories that we would like your predictions of in the chat box today. Speaking of outstanding performances, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome to the stage Susie Isis. Thank you so much, Susie Isis, for that exceptional performance, as always. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the first ever Namibia Annual Exporter Awards 2021. The winners of the awards will receive trophies, and the overall winner of the awards will proceed to the regional awards that will take place next month. I would now like to invite Mr. Mark Anthony White, the acting USAID country representative, for the opening remarks.
Good afternoon. I hope I'm being heard. Allow me to begin by paying my respects to the Honorable Minister of Industrialization and Trade, Lucia Ipumbu, government officials, representatives of the Namibian private sector, members of the media, we like the media, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Before I begin, can you hear me okay?
We can hear you well.
Okay, yes. Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here today, and I am pleased to be joined by the Minister of Industrialization and Trade, Honorable Lucia Ipumbu. This is an exciting event, and Susie on the saxophone, just amazing. Look, I played the saxophone for 25 years, and I can't play like that, so bravo. We are recognizing the excellence and innovation of firms towards reaching export markets. And that's what these firms do. And you have done so very well. Otherwise, you would not be here today. This occasion, hosted by the Namibian Manufacturers Association, NMA, with support from the USAID Southern Africa Trade and Investment Hub, highlights and recognizes the exceptional efforts of Namibian businesses in advancing trade in both regional and international markets. In today's global economy, there's no reason in the world for Namibia not to be front and center. The potential is here. The US government, through USAID, continues to partner with the Namibian government, private sector, and affiliated membership-based associations in Namibia, with a particular eye on companies seeking to export to South Africa and the United States through the African Growth and Opportunity Act. While Namibian exports to the US have been modest, and I'd love to see that change, there have been efforts to look at alternative avenues to utilize the benefits of AGOA. For example, the USAID Trade Hub is supporting partner firms to explore opportunities in e-commerce and virtual trade shows as alternative ways to boost exports under AGOA. Namibia exported more than $222 million worth of products to the United States, and that was in 2019 alone. And mainly those products included precious stones, meats, handicraft, and arts. During the same period, the country exported approximately $1 billion worth of products to South Africa, mainly minerals, pharmaceutical products, plastics, and specialty foods. I'd like to see that $1 billion for the US as well. These achievements highlight Namibia's export excellence, and today's event recognizes those who contributed to these numbers. However, there is great potential to improve upon and diversify of these export products. I'd like to thank the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade and the NMA for partnering with USAID through the Trade Hub in coordinating and hosting this Export Awards event. I hope these awards encourage businesses in Namibia to explore more innovative ways of improving their export competitiveness to South Africa and the United States. One approach at USAID is to partner with the trade promotion service providers, such as NMA, to support export-ready firms with their prospective countries to access markets. Today, marks a milestone in terms of partnership between USAID and NMA to support the export growth of Namibian companies and to help sustain it in the future. And ladies and gentlemen, that sustain part is so very important. If we just do an event starting today and then it's not sustained into the future, then we miss opportunities to the max. USAID is further working with NMA to provide product-specific market requirement information, certification, and U.S. Food and Drug Administration listing where required. In closing, I'd like to reaffirm our commitment of the U.S. government to support programs that ensure sustainability. Ensure sustainability, not that it ends, but it continues. It's important that these programs continues far beyond USAID assistance. I always call it that these programs have to be built in a place where they're built to last, that they continue and continue regardless of funding. My sincere thank you to the export companies present here, particularly those nominated for the award. I wish you all the best. I understand that COVID-19 pandemic continues to negatively impact businesses and your ability to thrive under the current economic conditions. But 4 words, this too shall pass. And I hope these awards will spur you on to improve exports, which will benefit yourselves as well as Namibia as a whole. I applaud the collaborative efforts advanced by this event. And as the African proverb goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Again, I'd like to congratulate the winners on this feat. Your efforts to overcome the challenges presented by COVID-19 and achieve consistent trade goals are particularly noteworthy. I wish you continued health and success and prosperity. Thank you.
Sorry, you're muted. We cannot hear you.
MC. Hermina.
I think the control room needs to assist.
Sorry, but we can't hear the MC.
I think they've muted all of us. We will try and get.
I hope you can hear me. I couldn't hear the MC, but I could follow what is on the screen. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you.
And I'm not too sure about the Master of Ceremonies, if she can hear me. Be that as it may, I may continue. First and foremost, I want to appreciate the opportunity given to us to be part of this colorful event. I want to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Mark Anthony White, acting USAID country representative, and also Mr. Brian Black, the chairperson of the Manufacturers Association. Equally, I want also to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Ronnie Fastvesa, who is the CEO of Namibian Manufacturing Association, Ms. Shireen Strauss, the Senior Program Development Specialist of USAID, and the rest of your colleagues, Mr. Haka, Makore, Mahove, Fraser, and Mr. Muller. I also want to acknowledge various captains of industry and other invited guests who are participating in this event this afternoon. And I would want to duly acknowledge the esteemed nominees and the participants from all corners of this globe that are following these activities this afternoon, and members of the public and members of the media who are here to cover this colorful event. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. It is a great pleasure and honor for us as the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade to address you this afternoon on this very important occasion, which is the first ever Namibia Annual Exporter Award, which is being held in collaboration between the USAID Southern African Trade and Investment Hub and the Namibia Manufacturing Association. Namibia has an open economy that is susceptible to global market competition. And as a result, the country has been experiencing a negative balance of payment over the years due to exceeding imports higher than our exports as a result of our limited production basket. Besides the high-tech products and consumables, which form part of Namibia's main imports, Namibia continues to import large quantity of basic commodities and other products that our business community can venture into. There is therefore an opportunity for Namibia to increase production capacity, as a result also to increase exports. Therefore, the government of the Republic of Namibia created a conducive environment for trade for both local businesses and investors. Furthermore, Namibia has negotiated the following agreements in order to ensure market access of Namibia products in the international market. The first one is the Namibia-Zimbabwe Preferential Trade Agreement, the SADC Free Trade Area, the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, the EU-SADC Economic Partnership Agreement, the SACU-EFTA, the SACU-MERCOSUR, SACU-UK plus Mozambique, and many others. One of the notable trade agreements that Namibia focuses on is the market opportunity for our products into the US under the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA, which is non-reciprocal unilateral trade agreement aimed at strengthening trade and investment relations between the United States of America and the sub-Saharan African region through the promotion of free market system, reduction of tariff and non-tariff barriers. AGOA has been in existence for 2 decades and have been amended half a dozen times since its promulgation on May the 18th, the year 2000. It is through this agreement that Namibia meat and meat products were able to enter the USA market. We are all aware that the current cycle of AGOA stretches from July 2015 to September 2025, which is the longest extension in the history of the preference program. In 2014, Namibia was ranked the 6th highest Southern African Development Community exporter to the United States of America. Namibia continues to appreciate a continuous support from the USAID Trade Hub, which has assisted Namibia in developing AGOA utilization strategy. The strategy seeks to increase Namibia export under AGOA program, which allows Namibia to export over 6,400 products on a duty-free to the United States of America. The strategy further provides a prioritized roadmap on how Namibia can increase its export to the United States under the duty-free market access under AGOA. On all other recommendations, steps to address the policy, supply side, and the market challenge faced by potential Namibian exporters. We ratified the policy and have implemented it early this year. The AGOA utilization strategy further identifies priority sectors and categorizes them in short term. That is now, in terms of the products, if we are to look at beef and fish, semi-precious stones, grapes, dates, devil's claw, and medium term, we are looking at especially food, organic peel millet products, handicrafts, and leather products. Whereas the long-term products, we are looking at the indigenous natural products that would assist us to uplift the cosmetic industry and all other export potentials. To date, Namibia has successfully accessed the duty-free USA market and managed to export various products such as beef, charcoal, and beer, our favorite Windhoek lager, to mention but just a few. The impact of COVID-19 pandemic, however, and other external factors have negatively contributed to our domestic industries in sectors such as construction, manufacturing, mining, and tourism. But despite several economic challenges that face our people, this event seeks to recognize the outstanding performance and extraordinary efforts by our business people who make strides in overcoming the market entry hurdles and achieving successful and consistent trade. The ministry will continue to support those efforts tirelessly. Ladies and gentlemen, as I have mentioned earlier on, a couple of markets has been secured, including in the continent. Therefore, exporters are encouraged to take opportunities of continental market opportunity. South Africa so far tends to be our most destined export market in Southern Africa. Hence, the call is now upon the entrepreneurs to work hard and utilize the opportunity made available for you to drive globally and to contribute to the country's foreign exchange reserve through our export earnings. Towards the end, I wish to congratulate the exporters who will receive the awards today and encourage all other businesses to double their efforts in penetrating the foreign market. I also want to encourage those that are not receiving awards today that they can do better and they should continue to improve on their business activities. Finally, I would like to emphasize that you are all winners in one way or another. For the mere fact that you have employed fellow Namibians and you have your products and services that are made available in the Namibian markets and to international community, you deserve a round of applause. Thank you very much, USAID Southern Africa Trade Hub and Investment Hub and Namibia Manufacturer Association for hosting this event. Your unwavering support could not go unnoticed. Through your commitment, Namibia will surely one day reap the fruits of your efforts and we'll have more exporters to be represented, especially at occasions like this where we are to award others, and that should happen in the near future. With all these words, I want to wish you a successful event, and I thank you for inviting us to be part of this auspicious occasion. You may have a blessed afternoon. Thank you.
Be glorified, be glorified.
Thank you very much, Honorable Lucia Ipumbu. We could hear everything that you said very, very clearly, and I'd actually like to echo your words that every single one of the entrants today are winners for job creation and for the important work that they do in Namibia. So thank you very much. I understand that in the previous segment, nobody could hear me. And you could only see me, but I hope that everybody can hear me now. I can see a couple of people on our screen. Could you just raise your hand if you hear me? Thank you for those raised hands. I'd also just like to check in our chat box. I see Hugo is joining us from Windhoek, Namibia. We also have Dr. Maseke, Executive Markets and Compliance from Meetco, Namibia, joining us today. And we've got a good afternoon to all. And this is Arwil Viviers joining from Windhoek, Namibia, as well as George Makore joining from Pretoria, South Africa. If you have just joined us, welcome to the first virtual Namibia Annual Export Awards 2021. We will be playing a couple of our selected nominee videos today. And without much further ado, our first video is from Taneta Investments. Enjoy.
Be glorified, be glorified, be glorified, yeah.
My name is Nampan Angola. I am the founder and CEO of Pure Marula by Taneta. This is a family-owned business. We are 80% women-owned. We cold press the marula kernels to produce marula oil for cosmetic purposes. When we receive our raw material from the villages, we bring it into our processing facility. It comes already bagged. We weigh it just to confirm the weight that we receive, and then we store it waiting to be pressed. Before we press, the oil is prepared first, cleaned to make sure there's nothing that interfere with the oil press, and then we press it, get the oil out. The leftover material, which is called the seed cake, we bag it and we give it we have partnership with local farmers who use it as animal feed. When the oil is pressed, we leave it for a day or so, let it settle before it is put in the filtration machine. After we filter, then we package our oil, depending on whether this is retail oil, which we package in our 50 or 100 ml bottles for skin, hair, massage, beard oil, and baby oil. We do not add any preservatives or chemicals because marula oil is stable and it does not require that. So this is a chemical-free product. Our raw materials are sourced in partnership with rural women from the villages in Ohangwena region. These women use traditional knowledge of harvesting, but we give them additional training on sustainability to make sure that the methods that they are using to harvest do not harm the environment. Our brand, Pure Marula by Taneta, is an extension of the ancient story of the marula tree and the products from the marula tree, which our ancestors have told for generations, and they passed it on to us. So we have a responsibility, and we are privileged to take this story to the rest of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Taneta Investments, Marula Oil Producers. Thank you very much for that video. Ladies and gentlemen, the USAID Trade Hub aims to raise awareness of and offer recognition to the important work that export firms such as Taneta Investments perform in supporting the Namibian economy and job creation. I would just like to repeat the categories for today, and they are, once again, Exporter of the Year to South Africa, Exporter of the Year to the United States, and the overall Exporter of the Year. But we haven't gotten there yet. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Mr. Brian Black for his remarks. And Mr. Brian Black is the chairperson of the Namibian Manufacturers Association.
Be glorified, be glorified, yeah.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Can you please just raise your hands to show that you... Good afternoon, Director of Admin. You're amazing. Honorable Minister of the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade, Madam Lucia Impumbu, Acting USAID Country Representative, Mr. Mark White, Senior Program Director Specialist, Ms. Shireen Strauss, USAID Trade Hub Contracting Officer Representative, Mr. Alan Hacker, USAID Hub Chief of Party, Dr. Golden Mahove, USAID Trade Hub Deputy Chief of Party, Mr. George Makore, USAID Hub Portfolio Manager, Botswana, Namibia, and Swaziland, Ms. Frances Fraser, USAID Trade Hub Country Representative for Namibia, Mr. Peter Moller, all members of the private sectors joining this fantastic occasion, distinguished guests, extreme NMA members, ladies and gentlemen, may I observe the already established protocol? It is my singular honor and pleasure to represent the NMA today as its chairman during this groundbreaking first USAID Namibia Trade Hub Exporter of the Year award ceremony. We at the NMA, Namibia Manufacturing Association of NMA in short, always believe that by honoring and recognizing manufacturers in Namibia through initiatives such as this one, will not only inspire manufacturers, but will also motivate our members to keep on inspiring towards achieving both excellence as well as maintaining a high ethical standard in all their manufacturing activity. Now, manufacturing in Namibia, as we heard from the minister, play a huge role in much needed wealth and job creation in our beautiful country, Namibia. I sit here and address you today very proudly, knowing that step by step, the NMA is delivering on our key objective to grow manufacturing activities in our beautiful Namibia for our own domestic use and for export purposes. Allow me to give a brief background on the Namibian Manufacturing Association. Our association was established during 1994 at the time then as the Association of Namibian Manufacturers, but it was later transformed into a Section 21 company, not for gain, however, maintaining full corporate responsibility during 2022. The name was then also at that occasion changed to the Namibian Manufacturers Association. Our vision is to facilitate a sustainable, competitive, and a prosperous manufacturing process and industry for the benefit of all stakeholders. The NMA is currently the sole representative of all manufacturing activities in Namibia. The NMA also work every day tirelessly together with our various stakeholders, including our own government, especially the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade, and other key stakeholders to achieve these goals and play an important and supportive role to the ministry in executing functions related to manufacturing. A memorandum of understanding between the NMA and the MIT was signed to formalize this working relation. I would also like to brief you why the NMA decided, especially also our members, why the MNA decided to join hand in hand with the US aid trade hub in making this manufacturer exporter of the year event a reality. First of all, as per our vision and to add value to our members, we use every opportunity to give members some well-deserved exposure, such as this one today. We further encourage our members to seek competitive advantages and by changing the value add system as required from time to time by the ever-changing economic environment such as what we are facing now with COVID and etc. And again, by using this platform, we can assist in honoring and recognizing hard work and high standard of manufacturing activities in Namibia to increase the awareness of the important role which the sector play to strengthen the Namibian economy. This event also complement our annual award gala dinner, which we started during 2013, but unfortunately due to COVID, we could not repeat the event last year, and this year also remain uncertain. So when USAID approached us, we see synergy, immediately saw synergy, and we were just too happy to do this particular event hand in hand with them. Let me also use
Ladies and gentlemen, we're not too sure what happened there, but thank you so much, Mr. Brian Black, for those remarks. Mr. Brian Black is the chairperson of the Namibian Manufacturers Association. I see a few people have just joined us, and I would like to welcome you to the Namibia Annual Exporter Awards 2021 virtually. And this is the first of its kind in Namibia. Thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Brian Black, thank you once again for those remarks. We did hear everything, and then unfortunately we lost you. But we are playing, like I mentioned earlier, selected nominee videos. And we would like to share one more with you from Meetco. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
I'm Adrianatus Maseke. I'm the Executive for Compliance and Marketing at Meat Corporation of Namibia. The journey of Meatco into the US market. Our reputation for good quality beef has preceded us, and there was a lot of interest that was coming in. There were inquiries around the world. We are already exporting to the EU. So the Directorate of Veterinary Services, in conjunction with Meatco, at that stage, most of the product that we had to get into the US was on a special clearance status where it would be tested at the port to see compliance for at least the first 10 or 20 consignments. So to date, we've exported over 520 metric tons, and it's still growing. Our marketing strategy is to move into your high-end market, your organic market, where people would appreciate the good quality meat, but also appreciate the fact that our meat is hormone-free. It's made in without, growth stimulants or additives, and then under natural conditions. Many have come to Namibia to, look at our plant, see how we produce, and they were quite impressed. And we are continuously exporting bigger volumes into the US. The US is one of the front runners in food safety on all products around the world. There's a lot of systems that we needed to adopt in our plant, like your lactic acid wash of your plant, the way you process your product, the testing for certain antimicrobial. There should be no difference between this plant and a plant operating in the US, meeting 9 CFR standards across the board. So in terms of safety, the US complies to all our HACCP standards, our safety standards that we implement. We've done our trials, we've done our first 10 consignments, we've exported more than 23 containers into the US. So we are now at a position where we've built the trust. The AGOA initiative is actually for third world countries like Namibia to benefit from trade, not aid, into the US. The opportunities are created, but third world countries do not have the plants or the capacity to export into the US to benefit from trade. Namibia is a good example. Our beef is a good example of where we can benefit through trade under AGOA. There's a portfolio of things like charcoal that is also now finding its way into the US market. For a third world country like Namibia, it's important that we take advantage of those opportunities.
That was one of our selected nominees, Meetco. Thank you for that behind the scenes look at the important work that you do for the nation. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to introduce once again the award categories for today, and then I would like to introduce the criteria that each of the awards categories were judged based on. The first category is the Exporter of the Year to South Africa. Our second category is the Exporter of the Year to the US. And our third category is the Exporter of the Year, and that is the overall exporter. And this is the criteria that each entrant was judged based on. The first category was market development, go-to-market strategy, expansion to new markets, contribution of the company to economic diversification of Namibia. Our second criteria was people and culture. And in this criteria, we looked at companies that created employment, citizen empowerment, employee wellness initiatives, strategic business practices, governance, succession planning, and CSR. In our next criteria, we looked at the financial performance of the company. And this was growth in terms of financial measures. And those were the criteria that each entrant was judged based on. And then today, pretty soon, we'll be announcing the winners for each of those categories. I would now like to announce our certificates of recognition. And this is to recognize every single one of the entries that we did receive. In our exports to SA category, we have Invader Bush Charcoal, Fabufarm, Meetco, Namibia Plastics, and Seed Agro Processing. And in our next category, exports to US category, we have Taneta Investment and Seed Agro Processing. Those are our categories. Thank you so much for all of those. And yes, and now we have another outstanding performance from Susie Aces. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome her back on stage. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that performance from Susie Aces, she has ushered in the time that we have all been waiting for. It is now time to announce our winners for the first ever Exporter Awards 2021. And this is what we are all here for right now. So we're going to just go right ahead and go to our first category. And I'd like to remind you to please just, whatever your predictions are, share them with us in our chat box. We would like to see who you think the winners will be for each category. And our first category coming up is the Export to SA category. I'm going to go ahead and announce the top 3 placements in the Export to SA category. And in that category, we have tuna core fisheries, number mills, and plastic packaging. Congratulations to our top 3. I'm now going to hand over to the Honorable Lucia Ipumbu, who will announce the top winner in that category. Honorable, please go ahead and take it away.
Thank you very much for that opportunity. I hope you all can see I'm only receiving the envelope now, and I'm going to open it for the winner, who is in the export to South Africa category. The winner is Plastic Packaging Pty Limited. Congratulations, Plastic Packaging. Keep up the hard work.
Thank you so much, Honorable Lucia Ipumbu, for announcing our winner, and that was plastic packaging. And in case you didn't hear the Honorable speak over the loud round of applause, she also said, thank you so much for your hard work, plastic packaging, and for the important work that you do. I would now like to hand the microphone over to a representative from Plastic Packaging and just share a little bit of what you do with those who may not know and what this award means to you.
Whoa, whoa. Hey. Whoa, whoa. Ay. Aduh dangaru, 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 aduh bunuh dangaru.
I would just like to repeat, if we have a representative from Plastic Packaging, we would just like to hear a couple of words from you. Our tech team would like to spotlight you.
Thank you. Just want to know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, so first of all, recognition of the attendance of the Honourable Minister Ipumbu, members of the government, the Manufacturer Association of Namibia, and all the members of the media and everyone that's attending, all protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are flattered from Plastic Packaging side. Myself, Nico du Plessis, Managing Director of Plastic Packaging. We just want to say thank you. We are so flattered with this award. I'm just thinking now of what Mr. Mark White said in the form of, if you want to go far, you can't go alone. So saying that, we have to give recognition to the people that helped us get so far as where we are. First of all, the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade, thank you for giving us a platform to excel from. We are so grateful for that. So the Manufacturing Association, you guys are always fighting for us, Brian and Ronnie. Thank you for that. And our clients, these clients, that's also on the call. We want to thank you guys for supporting us. Without you guys, this would not be achievable. So first of all, Plastic Packaging. We are a company that was established in 1982, a Namibian, truly Namibian company, 100% employed. We've got 100% ownership of Namibian and employed. We are a flexible packaging company that manufactures plastic film and also distributes various other packaging products to all of our customers across various segments. We're talking about the fishing industry, trade and industries, industrialization, agriculture. So we are doing, basically, being a small country like we are, we have to be a jack of all trades. We also have a recycling plant in Namibia. This is something that we pride ourselves heavily. We take dump site waste, we recycle products that we export. We export to South Africa and a recycling manufacturing plant in Angola as well. We've got approximately 100 people in Angola and in South Africa, and the group is approximately 500 people. So we take ownership of our plastics. We recycle approximately 200 tons. That constitutes approximately 40% of the plastics we set out. This makes us world class in a circular economy of plastics in Namibia. So this is just something small, just a quick sneak peek of what plastic packaging is all about. We are so patriotic in Namibia. We know that we've got a lot of challenges in Namibia, especially with the small economy and small economies of scale being a big challenge in the industrialization sector. But we don't have to stand back as Namibians. We can participate and we can be competitive in countries like South Africa that has big industries, and like we've seen in Angola as well. So my word out to all the industry players here, keep on. Namibia will not stand back. We have a lot going for us, and we have to take that advantage and excel as a country going forward. So thanks again for this award. We are so excited for this, but we share this with our stakeholders and we acknowledge all our stakeholders. And congratulations also to the next members. And thank you again. From Plastic Packaging side, we greet you. All the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Nico Duplessis from Plastic Packaging, MD of Plastic Packaging, just sharing a few winning words. And Nico, I just want to let you know that your trophy is right here. It's in studio. We are taking really, really good care of it, and we'll make sure that we get it to you. That was our winner for exports to SA category. And we're swiftly going to move on to our next category, export to the US. Our top 3 winners in this category: Namib Desert Yoyoba, Meatco, and Africa Burns Charcoal. Those are our top 3, and I would now like to hand over to Mr. Mark Anthony White to announce the top winner in this category.
Good afternoon again. Good afternoon again. This envelope was delivered to me by courier earlier today, and the courier who delivered it is kind of a rough guy, but you know, he said, take this, you're going to need it. So I'm opening this up for the first time. This envelope is hot, really hot. In the category of exports to the US, the winner is Miko! Congratulations!
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the hot, hot, hot envelope from Mr. Mark Anthony White over there, that our winner for the exports to the US category is Meatco. And I would like to invite a representative from Meatco to join us and just share a little bit about what Meatco does for those who do not know and what this award means to you.
Wake up early morning in the office, was on the clouds, not seeing me. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hit a dream and I hit a dream. Hit a dream and I hit a dream.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac. Could you also please switch on your camera so that we can see you?
You could see it.
Yes, Mr. Isaac, I think you might be muted, and if you could please switch your video on for us so that we can see you.
Okay.
Thank you. We can hear you now.
All right. Thank you very much for the opportunity. We would like to express our gratitude and appreciation for the award. The US market is really one of the strategic markets to which we export the Namibian beef. Is one of the recent markets that we are basically striving to expand our footprint despite the stringent export requirements that we have to ensure that we adhere to on a daily basis. This is really an encouragement to our team, the board of directors, including the government of Namibia, in terms of ensuring that players like Midco have got access to that strategic market for our country. So really, thank you very much for the award, and we look forward to improve our competitiveness in that market and also meet and exceed the expectations of our stakeholders. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac Nathinge, representative from Meetco, who also happens to be our winner for the export to the US category. I would like to mention that all of our winners have actually been caught off guard because no one knew up until they were announced that they were the winners. So thank you for joining us, even if it's last minute, and we completely understand the technicalities involved with that. So thank you once again, Mr. Isaac Nathinge. We appreciate those words and that background from Meetco. Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue on to our final category, I would like to thank the following people and entities. I would first like to thank Honorable Lucia Ipumbu, Minister of Trade and Industrialization, and her ministry for the continued support and honoring of the USAID Trade Hub initiatives and in-country activities. I would like to thank the USAID and the US Embassy Namibia for their support to the USAID Trade Hub, performing its work and meeting its objectives in Namibia. Our supporting partner, the Namibian Manufacturing Association, for this event. Our judges for diligently scoring all the entries in the awards. SGA auditors for checking and verifying the judging scores and tallies. The USAID Trade Hub team working around the clock and behind the scenes to bring this event to reality. Most importantly, all of the entrants in the awards. As the Honorable Lucia mentioned earlier, you are all winners. Thank you for the important work that you are performing in Namibia to drive the economy, to stimulate job creation, and to sell Namibia to the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that vote of thanks, we now move on to our final category. And this category is for the overall exporter of the year. And I'm going to ask once again that Mr. Mark Anthony White announce the winner for the overall exporter of the year 2021.
Hello, my babe. Hello, my sweet. Hello, my sweet. Hello, my baby. Hello, my sweet. My baby. My baby.
Hello, my babe. Hello, my sweet. I like that. Hello, my babe. Hello, my sweet. So the same courier who brought the other envelope came later with the second envelope and said, "You better get it right." They even put a number to make sure that I got it right. But, you know, this gentleman was very kind. And so I don't know what's in here. I'm opening it for the first time. But before I open it, I want to say it's been a pleasure to be a part of this ceremony. And I echo the words of the minister. We're all winners. We're all winners. And just really appreciate being a part of this. Okay, so without further ado, I will open up this award. Namibia Exporter of the Year Award. And the winner, I'm sweating. The winner is from someone who said, we don't have to do it alone. We don't have to do it because we're small. we can do it. The winner is plastic packaging. Congratulations.
Hello, my sweet. Hello, my baby. Hello, my sweet. My baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my hello, my baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was sweating too. To Mark Anthony White, thank you so much for announcing our overall winner for the Namibia Annual Exports Awards 2021, plastic packaging. I'm not going to say too much because I see that Mr. Nico Duplessis, MD of Plastic Packaging, is already ready to
That you want, hello, my sweetie pie. My lover boy, Taliwa, Miss Anderson. Hello, my chocolate. My pochi pochi. That you want,
Nico, you may go ahead and give us your
Sure.
acceptance speech. We want to know how you're feeling.
I actually don't know what to say. We really didn't expect it. It is it really it's difficult to say, and because this is topping basically the other award, so I don't actually have words this other than I just want to be thankful for the team. I think first of all, as I was presenting and stating all the stakeholders, I actually thought about the most important ingredient into the success, and that was the plastic packaging team. We've got a saying that hard on results, soft on people. And we also have a saying that we've got 500 CEOs in this company who takes ownership of supplying packaging products to our clients that depends so heavily on us. And every single employee of plastic packaging, thank you all for being part of the family. Thank you all for being patriotic, standing in these difficult times with us, through us. This is all for you. And like I said, we are small, but we are potent. We can do it. So thanks again, Master of Ceremony, Mr. Ipumbu. This is such a privilege. And we are so thankful to be associated with Namibia and being part of Namibia. And thank you for the wonderful work that you do as a ministry of supporting and creating the platform for us. So thank you all. And sure, I don't know what to say other than thank you. All the best.
And that was our overall winner for the Namibia Annual Exporters Awards 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on this occasion. It has been an absolutely amazing afternoon. We have had Meatco take that award for exporters to South Africa. We also then had Plastic Packaging that took away the award for overall exporter of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to doing this again with you next year for the Namibian Annual Exporters Awards 2022. But remember, all the winners for this day will receive their trophies as well as the certificates for recognition. We also want to mention that the overall winner will be joining other winners from all the countries that have won awards throughout the award ceremonies. And this is going to be happening in September 2021. So look out for Plastic Packaging. We look forward to encouraging exports that is from the region to South Africa as well as from the region to the USA. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we close up our program for this afternoon, we just want to ask you if you could rise once again for the national anthem of Namibia. It has been an amazing afternoon.
Namibia, land of the brave freedom fight. freedom. We give our love and loyalty, together in unity, contrasting beautiful night.